I hope you are prepared. Coinbase are up to something dodgy. There is serious speculation that they're trading paper Bitcoin and do not have your Bitcoin on their exchange. Now, I've been sent private messages over the weekend where people cannot get their Bitcoin off Coinbase. This is how FTX started. And do you seriously believe it is coincidence? The Bitcoin price started moving after the BlackRock amended their custody agreement. It is time to get your Bitcoin off the exchange now. So how all this kicked off, I put out a post. Well, first I got this message here from Jimmy. Sean, can you please spread the word about this, which Coinbase has implemented? No warning this prior to purchase. We'll be going to the authorities. I've gotten so many reports of this. Crypto sends restricted. As a precautionary measure to protect you against potential loss, we have limited your ability to send crypto until October 28, 2024. A whole month. Please try again after this date. Not sure what dystopian nonsense is going on here. Not your keys, not your coins. According to in the beginning was the word. Coinbase will be the next FTX. A friend couldn't move their Bitcoin to a cold wallet for security. Could sell Bitcoin though, interestingly. Selling was a huge 5% fee and 5% spread. Also couldn't do a back transfer out for security. But of course, they could pay 5% for instant transfer. Abdil here, I'm still restricted, can't buy, send, receive any coins. Customer support said it'll only take 3 days, and that was almost a month ago. I was also a Coinbase One member. Again, I've given them every piece of information they asked for. I've been completely doxed them since 2022. Just went back to using Kraken, been using Kraken for years, never had any issues with them. I just like that Coinbase has cheaper fees. The honeypot, good for you. I'd wait a couple of months, zero profit there. Again, Russell Dean, you're insane. Their debit card is super risky. This one's real bad. They let a bunch of fraudulent charges go through even after I reported it. And they refused to return my USDC. I had to go to the legal route through my state, and then they cooperated and gave me my money back, but never use any debit card. Absolutely crazy. Raphael, this is how the Celsius bankruptcy started. Just saying. If we dive in, don't forget this either, just red pill. A little bit hard to read, but I will bring it up. The crypto assets we hold in custody on behalf of our customers could be subject to bankruptcy proceedings, and such customers could be treated as our general unsecured creditors. That's in their disclaimers. They do have one more as well that I will bring up. This is Brian Armstrong, Goldilocks himself. There is some noise about a disclosure we made in our 10Q today about how we hold crypto assets. TLD, your funds are safe at Coinbase. Sounds like CZ, who is out of jail, we can dive into that. Also, Bitcoin price is pumping this morning, 65,970. Shout out to everyone watching live. Let us know if you're still using Coinbase and why that is. So if you can smash the like button on your way in. But that sounds exactly like what CZ said. And he's just obviously gotten out of prison over the weekend. We can dive into that. We can touch on it. Not totally interested. But Brian, we have no risk of bankruptcy. However, we included a new risk factor based on an SEC requirement called SARB 121, which is a newly required disclosure for public companies that hold crypto assets for third parties. Sure. Okay, benefit of the doubt. As most of the ETF paper Bitcoin, it's starting to seem that way, a very convenient thing to remember now. In the event of a hard fork of the Bitcoin network, the sponsor will, if permitted by the terms of the trust agreement, use its discretion to determine which network should be considered the appropriate network for the trust purposes, and in doing so may adversely affect the value of the shares. There is no guarantee that the sponsor will choose the digital asset that is ultimately the most valuable fork. Bloody interesting, that one. Now, Rajat bought a small amount of Bitcoin on Coinbase, and he tried to withdraw it using Lightning. It's been 13 hours and it's still pending. 100 Canadian dollars. Absolutely insane. Now, Coinbase here, I'll bring this up bigger if I can and see it. What's concerning is they've 2.275 million coins. It's absolutely crazy. So the centralized exchange they're holding for, Coinbase, Revolt, Ditvu, The ETS, 10 out of the 11, they're custodians, and then they've got the funds, OTC, companies, 100,000 and miners, 17,000, all held by Coinbase. If your Bitcoin's on the exchange, please get it off. Eric Bellahanis is trying to come in with the other side of the argument, and to be fair and get the facts from both sides, we will dive into something that's maybe a little bit more grounded, but please don't sit in your laurels and get your Bitcoin off the exchange today. Whether it's Coinbase or another exchange, the exchanges will go bust. There's a saying, not your keys, not your coins. Unfortunately, some people are going to lose, and hopefully that's nobody here. But we've seen exchanges this year already. Indonesia, India, just totally shut down. Eric Bellahanis. Lol, the tinfoil hat energy is strong with this one. A, the custodian doesn't determine the flows. The end investors do. B, Fidelity saw inflows too, and they don't use Coinbase. Instead of false claims to scapegoat, you should be profusely thanking BlackRock, the ETFs, and Coinbase for saving your bags and undoing much of the reputational damage inflicted by SBF. We'll come back to it. Eerily similar. Putting Goldilocks and SBF relating to them. SBF did do a lot of harm, as Brian next would be my question. Anyway, coming back to it, isn't it funny how it's been number go up ever since BlackRock amended their custody agreement with Coinbase? Bloomberg TradeFi bros will say it's just a coincidence. BlackRock tightens the Bitcoin ETF withdrawal rules amid investor concerns. They're not willing to publish proof of reserves. All of this FUD could go away if they just publish proof of reserves. River has reached out to them, open source. They don't need to dox everyone's wallet. They can just show that they have those reserves there. A lot of the speculation, Brian, would go away. Mesh this story, please get your Bitcoin off the exchange. More pain is coming. That's a higher res photo. If you want to print that out, put that up on your wall to know who not to trust. I've reposted that at Sean Clark 911. So I'm truly impressed by the level of customer service the Bitcoin Way provides. This is the big cheese, not your cheese. Not your keys, not your cheese. I highly encourage everyone in the Bitcoin community to speak to the experts in cybersecurity and Bitcoin. If you've got your Bitcoin on Coinbase, please book a consultation. The first 30 minutes is free. Bitcoin, it seriously is fuck you money. It's freedom money. This is the separation of money from state. If you hold it yourself, it's in cold storage, you're running your own node, you become a sovereign individual. Bitcoin's a fucking powerful tool, and it's pumping. Let's bring it up, the price. It's playing around, $66,000. One day we'll wake up, it'll be at 100K. But if it's on the exchange, we don't own the underlying asset, we don't have control of it, and we just hope fuckers like Coinbase give it to us when we want it. But maybe you experience something like everyone else that we just showed leading into this. The BitcoinWay.com, they can educate you, they can hold your hand. Well, they provide hands-on trading to help you effectively own and use Bitcoin effectively. They'll never touch your keys or your coins. They'll just educate you on how to do it right for what works best for you. You can check them out, link in the bottom of the description. Now, Ronaldo, sound money, beats the odds, upsets Benoit St. Denis in his own country, and then spits a promo for Hoppy's Democracy, the god that failed warrior. This is highly intense, a little bit of profanity. I've already dropped a couple of F-bombs this morning. Good morning. It's grand, glorious Monday morning, everyone in the chat. Aussie Sat Stacker, I got my Bitcoin off after they locked it up for 6 months. It's not a joke. Please get your Bitcoin off the exchange today. They're a tool, they're a vehicle. Fiat goes from your bank into the exchange, you buy Bitcoin, you send it off. If I can't get Bitcoin off, usually within an hour, I want to get rid of them. 2 hours max. People waiting 13 hours, fuck that. People staying there for a week, a month. And we had lots of reports. People, I got it after a couple of days. I got it after 3 days. I got it after a week. But over the last 6 to 12 months, I've had message after message about Coinbase locking people out for 6 months. It's just not worth the risk. Anyway, let's. This is a good video. We'll transition.
Who do you want next? Fuck Macron. Fuck all globalists. Fuck all these motherfucking globalists. They're trying to push a political and corrupt agenda. If you want about politics and economy, I advise you read why democracy, the God that failed us. Hans Hermann Hope. And I hope you understand that democracy is a fallacy. Democracy is not the real government. So please read Hans Hope and understand why the world is going crazy like that today. Thank you so much, French. Paris is fucking beautiful. And
what a top G, hey? What a freaking top G. Most important message in the world. And I will be checking that out. Democracy, the God that failed. It's all a fucking lie. I like that post-fight interview. We've got Hank Miller in the chat there. Hey, buddy, shout out to everyone watching live, watching the replay. If you haven't already and you like Number Go Up Technology, Bitcoin, if you can hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell, it'll help me get the message out there. But as this channel grows, we can bring on bigger and bigger guests to be able to provide more and more signal to you. And Bitcoin, where we are now, it's 66,000 fucking dollars. Let's go. That's just the start. It's game on, but it's still cheap at the moment. It's only going to get higher. So the more we can push the video, all the Bitcoin content out there, hopefully people get it under 100K because it's coming. Maybe by the end of the year, maybe not. We'll see. But we do have the FTX distribution coming, but it doesn't start today or tomorrow. We're a day ahead here in Australia. People are getting so excited. People are getting... we'll keep it appropriate. We'll keep it age appropriate. I've already dropped too many F-bombs this morning. No FTX distribution payments. They do not begin September 30. According to the FTX bankruptcy estate, total claims for the injured parties top $11 billion. Same amount that Carolyn Ellison had to surrender. Interesting. Anyway, rumors are circulating on social media that the FTX bankruptcy estate will begin distributing the reimbursement of funds to creditors and customers on September 30, 2024. However, the rumors are false. Fucking bubble burst. Bloody hell. Cointelegraph. No major inflows. Number go up. Pump stopped. It's all over. Pack your bags. Go home. As a bloody good bull market while it lasts. No, I'm kidding. It's still coming. According to the updated Chapter 11 filing, the next court hearing to confirm the restructuring plan is October 7. It's a week away. Judge John T. Dorsey, not related to Jack, I don't believe, of the US Bankruptcy Court for the District of Delaware, will oversee the hearing. If the plan it's approved, smaller claimants with claims under $50,000 may begin receiving distributions by the end of 2024. Dare say that will be the majority of people on there. A lot of these people are degens. They're going to FOMO into Bitcoin. They'll FOMO into shitcoins. But it's $11 billion worth of liquidity that will enter the market. The litigants with larger claims, I reckon I got that word right. What a nice word, litigants. With larger claims may not see distributions till the first or second business quarters of 2025. Prolonged sustainable liquidity injection. Now, $13.2 billion Cantor Fitzgerald says Bitcoin should be treated like gold and like oil. The narrative around Bitcoin's changing so much. We're going to dive into China changing their tune, Russia changing their tune. Like at 66,000, it's almost surprising it's only at 66,000. Things are about to get fucking hectic. Excuse me, with the profanity, it may not stop. I apologize this morning. Not really. Sorry, I'm not sorry. When you truly understand Bitcoin, it's hard to see it any other way. Let's go. Let's get it. Good morning.
Let me just finish this conversation on regulation and your new exchange. Do you expect similar regulations for commodities and other things that are traded on your new exchange as we see for equities?
I think it's going to go a little slower.
Okay.
But eventually, commodities and equities will kind of sort of merge over a long period of time, over maybe 20 years. I mean, let's face it, they don't even know how to do crypto and digital at all.
Yeah,
right? They have no idea. They still don't understand how important it is to actually get it right. You know, it's just platitudes and being on TV. They have no idea what they're talking about. They have no idea. Bitcoin is a commodity. It should be treated like gold and like oil. It's just a commodity. Other digital currencies, different. Other digital assets, different. But Bitcoin is a commodity. But why can't they understand it? It just doesn't make sense to me.
Let me just finish this conversation on regulation.
It's not that they can't understand it. I think it's that they don't want to understand it. If they do class it like a commodity like gold or oil, it's a lot more favorable than how they currently class it. But slowly then suddenly, I think we're getting there. And a question going back to the Coinbase just for a moment, if you can let us know in the live chat, either on X or YouTube, wherever you are watching this grand and glorious day, are you still okay to use Coinbase because they have cheap fees? Let us know. Serious question. With what's going on, are you willing to put your fiat in there because they've got cheap fees and you think you'll be able to get it out? Or it's been okay in the past for you, so you're still willing to do it until you can't do it? Serious question. I'd love to know right now in the chat. Unfortunately, this is pretty bullish actually, George Gammon, even though it starts off fairly negative. Unfortunately for Americans, there are not enough US treasuries, so the government has to increase deficit spending. It's only bullish for those that hold hard assets. If you're saving in toilet paper, Pacific pesos, the US dollar, you're absolutely fucked. Increased deficit spending to keep the global monetary system from imploding. It's a modern day Triflin's dilemma. Treasuries equal collateral. There's so much demand for treasuries. There's a collateral multiplier. How many times is one treasury usually rehypothecated? And this is why you don't leave Bitcoin on the exchange, because they can use it to rehypothecate. Here's a study from the Fed 2018 where deficits were 3.7 of GDP. Large, so lots of supply of treasury coming online. Multiplier was still 7 to 9. Experts are saying they've seen 20 plus times. So, if the global economy slows, counterparty risk increases, which means demand for collateral increases, but willingness to rehypothecate them decreases. The only solution is more supply of collateral. Bottom line, US government will likely have to run high deficits to support the global monetary system, so the risk isn't there. There are too many treasuries, but too few. Something to keep in mind. Something else to keep in mind. China's stock market has gone parabolic last week, after the government announced $140 billion in stimulus and multiple rate cuts. I think I saw somewhere, and somebody please fact check me on this, but didn't they say they'd go up to $500 billion in stimulus? I think they came out with 140 and then amended it saying they'd be willing to go up to $500 billion, $500 billion in multiple rate cuts. It's the biggest weekly gain since 2008. That's crazy, hey? I think this is just the beginning of the biggest liquidity injection that the world has ever seen. Now, the European Central Bank, they're to make 3 more rate cuts this year. That's according to JP Morgan. Looks like we may get one in Australia. But most importantly, Jason A. Williams, less than 500,000 people own more than 2 Bitcoin. He did the maths. I think that sounds about right. Whatever the number is, it's going to be a pretty exclusive club. Bitcoin's literally going up for the rest of our lives. It doesn't matter if it's at 65,000, 100,000. What matters is, did you get to your stretch goal? Did you get 1 Bitcoin, 2 Bitcoin, 10 Bitcoin, 100 Bitcoin? Whatever seemed impossible, did you get there? If not, start stacking sats like crazy. I think this thing's going to fucking rip really quickly. And I'll give you an update in regards to the self-managed super fund through eSuperFund, what's happening with the ATO with my mother, trying to get her in. It's been a long process and the price is fucking ripping, so I'd like a red day. But if the monthly close tomorrow is above $67,400 on Bitcoin, it will be the second highest month close in history, bears in control of the market. I think it's already going to be the best September in the last 12 years. And when we have green September, judging by history, we get 3 green months. We've got an election. It's going to get volatile as fuck. Like some days it's going to pump $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 and we're just going to wake up and feel like absolute geniuses. And then we'll wake up another day and be down $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 and we'll be like, fucked up. What is this thing? This crazy beast that is Bitcoin number go at technology. But we just zoom up, zoom out. It's going to zoom up into the right is my opinion. But 67,400, we could do it. Fucking very easily we could do it. Very high probability. Let's hit refresh. CoinGecko sucks because they're always a little bit more bearish than the clock in the background. But let's have a look. What their spread is 65,819. That's a bit of a discrepancy, isn't it? 65,956 or 65,819. $100 spread. It is what it is. Looks pretty fucking sideways in the last 24 hours. I think we're all going to just have to accept this high profanity show today. We'll go back to being PG friendly tomorrow if I feel like it. In the last 24 hours, check that out. 66,000 on the dot, 44 cents, pretty close. And a low of 65,443. That's looking pretty good. In the last 7 days as well, only $4,000 spread, or $3,500 spread really. 62,734. Anyone missing 58K, gang? Fuck, bring them back. Get back in charge. They're fucked up big time. It's going to be 2x 58K in a moment. I think it's probably a little bit more likely now than 58,000. One more 58,000 would be pretty bloody cool, though. I just want to zoom out a little bit on this chart and have a quick look out of curiosity. Pretty sideways, really, in the last 24 hours. 7 days has pumped a little bit. Last month, it has pumped a little bit. Last 3 months, sideways action there. Last year, up and to the right. And this consolidation, this sideways action, this chop solidation that we've been going through that's been driving everyone crazy. The crab market, we're at the end of it. And even if we get a dip or whatever, volatility is about to ramp up. It is what it is. It's exciting time. Like, hold that word, hodl, hold on for dear life. Hold the fuck on. I think we're going to the moon. Bitcoin FOMO, it's back. Fuck yeah, it's back. Let's see how much it's back. Right back. 70,000 and then new record highs. Insight, says an analyst. So 10 billion surge in stablecoin minting over the past weeks, it's really months, has flooded the crypto market with liquidity. 10x research, Marcus Thielen noted impressive gains since the US Federal Reserve mid-September rate cut and subsequent China stimmy plans have pushed Bitcoin out of its downtrend, according to a new research report. FOMO is back. Are you holding enough Bitcoin and altcoins to ride the new wave? Fuck altcoins. Bitcoin never enough. This is according to Marcus Thielen. With Bitcoin breaking above 65K, we anticipate a swift move towards 70,000, followed by new all-time highs in the near term. What is that near term? Who knows, but it is coming in my opinion. Thielen, he took a note of a sharp increase in stablecoin minting following the Fed's July meeting, yeah? At which it left rates unchanged, but indicated September easing was likely. And we got it, and the market fucking loved it. No dip, just straight up, bang, loved it. Nearly 10 billion stablecoin minting ensued in the subsequent weeks. Noting that 55, this is like flipping over to China, but noting 55% of China mined Bitcoins are coming from the Chinese mining pool. Thielen said the country's massive monetary and fiscal stimulus measures announced just after the Fed rate cut could trigger large capital outflows from China and into crypto. Hopefully it's Bitcoin actually protect their purchasing power. The likelihood of a Q4 rally is exceptionally high. And a Santa Claus rally. I wonder if we get a Santa Claus rally this year. After all that pain people have gone through, FTX, Celsius, BlockFi, 3AC, the chop solidation for the last 6 months, does BlackRock or Coinbase, all that FUD, do we get a Santa Claus rally as a bit of a present for being good, ladies and gentlemen? A major surge could be on the horizon, sparking even more FOMO across the crypto space. Bitcoin is currently higher by 2.3% over the last 24 hours, nearly 12% month over month to 66,000. Check this out. We might do it. Are we going to do it live? 999. Nobody stand upside down. No. We'll come back to it. Maybe we'll hit it. Anyway, it's a grand and glorious day. Let's keep moving at strongest level since late July. I reckon we're going to close. Fuck, we did it. Little bit of patience. That's why we just buy, stack, and chill, because Bitcoin does its thing. It truly is just number go up technology. And people that like price predictions, just think Bitcoin is $1 million, because it will be $1 million. Is that going to happen this cycle? Probably not. 2030, 2034? Yeah, in my opinion, it will. Sounds about right. Maybe it takes longer. Maybe it happens quicker. That's the way I approach it. And whatever we get this cycle, it's just an added bonus. The lower it is for the longer, it's actually better. But 99% of Bitcoin, that's why I reckon it'll be $1 million by 2030, 2034. 99% of Bitcoin will be mined by January 2nd, 2035. In about 20 years, people look back and say, where were you during the digital gold rush? If you recognized it and you did something about it, you'll be rich. Could not agree more. Block height, let's get into it. 863,414. We're still above 1,500 Satoshis per USD. Each Bitcoin, one Bitcoin, which is worth 65,552. Yeah, I don't agree with that number. It's more like 66,000 at the moment. So that's one Bitcoin, USD. One Bitcoin's made up by 100 million Satoshi. So you can buy $1 worth of Bitcoin, $5 worth. For every $1 of Bitcoin, you'll get 1,529 Satoshis. For every one USD. When you're buying Bitcoin, you'll get 1,529 Satoshis. Fees, fucking super cheap, way cheaper than they were last week. If you've got Bitcoin scattered over different wallets, it's in the exchanges and stuff, now's a fucking really good day to get it off the cheaps. The fees are so cheap. Please do it if you need help. Again, the Bitcoin way. Watch a tutorial. It's not hard. You've got an opportunity to do it. Carpe diem. Seize the day. Oh, one last thing I like seeing. I'd like to see the hash rate up fucking 20% in the last 24 hours. Let's go. They're liking the number go up. Now over to Russia. And we will get into a bit of a banter. For everyone tapping in now, if you can smash the like button, the love button, if you are watching on X, and share it. If you repost this on X, I will repost your repost and I will follow you. If you can smash the subscribe button on YouTube, it would truly help get this message out. Greatly appreciated, because you will get the news with the Fast Facts 5 days a week, 7:35 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. And let us know, should I go live one afternoon this week when it lines up with Tony Yazbek from the Bitcoin Way and talk about Coinbase? What's going on? Also, there's something going on with Apple as well. Tony used to work under Steve Jobs. So definitely, he's the smartest person in Bitcoin cybersecurity. Hands down, and the whole team, the Bitcoin Way. So if you'd like me to see if I can get Tony on later this week to discuss a few of these issues, cybersecurity, protecting yourself, the digital sovereignty side of things, let us know. And I'll see if he's free for half an hour. Busy fucking helping people who are willing to help themselves. Select Group, a Russian firms authorized to use crypto for Chinese imports and sanctions. This is another reason why Bitcoin is going to go up forever. It's a tool that works. Gold doesn't work. We did see Zimbabwe. I think I've got it up. But they had a gold-backed dollar. They've just devalued it by 40%. Gold-backed dollar. You know, Peter Schiff going on, let's back the dollar with gold. Doesn't fucking work. We just saw it in Zimbabwe over the weekend, or Venezuela. We'll bring it up. But it doesn't work. It really doesn't matter where it is. Bitcoin is what works in a digital economy, in my opinion. Use crypto for Chinese imports and sanctions. It's pretty interesting. So a select group of Russian companies, including electronic producer and financial institutions, they've received approval to use cryptocurrencies for Chinese imports under a pilot legal framework. So it's overseen by the Russian Central Bank and the Ministry of Finance. This initiative, it targets firms handling dual-use products and facing challenges with international payments, particularly with China. They did say in here the companies involved primarily handle dual-use products, which have both commercial and military applications. These businesses, so they've encountered difficulties with international payment processes. They've been sanctioned by the US, particularly with China, and were selected for their substantial transaction volumes. The Russian Central Bank, alongside the Ministry of Finance, is supervising the initiative, which allows for regulated cryptocurrency-based trade exchange. Mikhail Opensky from the State Duma, Expert Council on Cryptocurrency Regulation, noted that entry into the program is selective, potentially exclude medium-sized enterprises. He pointed out that all blockchain transactions are publicly verifiable, warning that attempts to use the system to circumvent sanctions could lead to a swift shutdown. Officials, they highlight that the focus of the experiment should remain on activities in nations that have not sanctioned Russia, cautioning the misuse could jeopardize the program's success. Very, very interesting. Last week as well, BlackRock, they bought more shares of its spot Bitcoin ETF for its global allocation fund. I don't hold a Bitcoin in the ETF, but I like the signal that Larry Fink is sending. Get Bitcoin at all costs, at all price. Doesn't really matter the price. Right now, Sats per USD, 1,515. That's Bitcoin at 66K. Let's, well, it's not shown on the block clock at 56K, so we're not going to get that number, even though we are at 66K pretty much on the dot. We're close. 1,528, but we'll come back to FOSS. Here we go. The fun begins when the exchange rate is 100 and lower. Sats to cent parity in Bitcoin is greater than 1 million per coin. It's not just me that thinks Bitcoin's going to 1 million. Everyone that's been in Bitcoin for a long time knows it's going to 1 million. It's inevitable, as long as what Jeff Booth says stays true. Number one, it stays decentralized. And number two, it stays secure, unhackable, quantum proof. If those things stand true, those two things, Bitcoin is going to $1 million. So the next 15x in Bitcoin is the price of administration to the fund zone. Stay humble, stack sats. And of course, if it goes to 1 million, it's going higher. So it was Zimbabwe. It's time to separate money and state. Fuck yeah, it is. That's why we Bitcoin. That's the whole point of it. If you've got Bitcoin on the exchange, you're cucking yourself. Truly. There's just no reason not to do it. Please get it off the exchange today. I don't want people to lose their money. You've worked so hard. Bitcoin's $66,000. I don't know what prices you've been accumulating at the proof of work, the blood, sweat, and tears, trading your life force energy for dirty fiat to be able to buy the world's hardest asset. It's fucking pointless, all of that, if you're not holding in self-custody. Truly. Please, just do it. Whatever way, whether it's the Bitcoin way or you go through and you do your own research, please do it. It's not hard. It's just a process. The dollar's fucked. Gold-backed currency, it's fucked. The state, it's fucked. We have an opportunity to be able to be free, to be able to take control of our own lives and not be subject to this bullshit. The ZIG was seen as Zimbabwe's final fix for its volatile currency situation, happening to all fiats in every country around the world because they're not backed by anything. Australia, just a little bit of gaslight. And we did have some positive turns for free speech over the weekend, but I just want to bring this up because the governments around the world lie to you blatantly. The first, Senator Rennick. The first is Chris Bowen's claim that electricity prices have fallen 17.9%. The second is fine print from the Australian Bureau of Statistics, the ABS, saying without the electricity rebates, it would have risen 16.6%. Where's the fact checkers when you need them? Fancy using taxpayer dollars to justify a lie. This is how renewables work. They run on lies. It's how the governments work. They run on lies. Now, over the weekend in Sydney, there was big protests, a march against Prime Minister Anthony Albanese's misinformation, disinformation bill. The reason that I bring this up is because this is what we're fighting for. The freedom to be able to speak, the freedom to be able to transact, the freedom to be good people, do good in the world, not be dictated by a fucking totalitarian tyranny nanny state. The people are marching against it, but what you'd love to see, if you have a look here above the smiley flag, can you see it? The nice B for Bitcoin, it comes nice and close. Fucking Bitcoiners are based. All these people, you've got fucking Batman there. It's great. Hey, everyone's real chill. Just everyday hardworking Australians. Like, this is absolutely ridiculous. Who are you to decide the Ministry of Truth? It should come back one more time, that Bitcoin flag. Do we see it? It's there. But well done to everyone that showed up. And it's gaining a bit of momentum. There's still hope. Now, who really cares? More people are going to get wrecked with whatever his next endeavor is in regards to CZ being released from jail. But for the crypto bros out there, your brother's back. FTX is giving people back $16 billion. Donald Trump is going to fire Gary Gensler if he gets in charge. Companies are hoarding Bitcoin. Now, that's a fact. Banks are creating Bitcoin accounts. That's a fact. Institutions are max bidding. That's a fact, and it's only going to increase. Lower interest rates and printing money happening, going to continue. Governments mining and buying Bitcoin for national security happening. Super cycle. Yeah, I think you could class Bitcoin as always in a super cycle perpetually. We are. When they talk about a super cycle, they're like up and to the right forever, and we don't get this blow off top. I still think there's going to be a blow off top. It's just when they start sucking liquidity out of the market, Bitcoin price will come down. It'll be much higher than where it is now. This is a little bit long to be able to read, but please read it. I'm going to repost it for everyone at Sean Clark 911. This is good, very good. It truly is awesome. So that's Fred Krueger. We've got Foss in there. We've got Jeff as well. There's a lot of people who've chimed in saying it's good. Ray Dalio, please read it. It's well worth taking your time to do. Yeah, go scam other people, CZ. Sorry, I'm not going to bring him up. That was it. He's back, and in my eyes, he's dead. So we're not going to hear much from CZ on this channel. Just an FYI. Former Chinese finance minister. We've got two more articles to get through. Then we will get into a bit of a banter. This in regards to China now looking at crypto, pushing Bitcoin back onto the agenda. And if you are just tapping in, if you can smash the like button, hit subscribe. If we vibe, you will get the news with the fast facts. But Lou stressed that China must assess cryptocurrency developments, particularly as the US shifts policy on the Bitcoin ETFs. According to Sinner's finance report of the speech, the ex-minister highlighted the potential risks crypto poses to financial stability, including volatility and their role in money laundering. Of course, volatility does not mean risk. Money laundering, that's the US dollar. Global financial stability concerns. Lou warned of the negative implications cryptocurrency could have. Oh, fuck. Check this out. Sideways, 0% the last 24 hours. On the dot. Exactly sideways over 24 hours. And now we're down. Oh, we got the red button. Fucking smash it. What a great day. Anyway, he highlighted that digital currencies have been perceived as a long-established threat to financial security, specifically noting areas such as anti-terrorism financing and AML. The ex-finance minister said these risks should be carefully considered and examined to safeguard financial systems against potential shocks. But wait, there's more. China, they dominate the crypto hash rate. Despite the country's blanket ban on Bitcoin mining and trading, which went into effect in 2021, China, they control over 55% of the Bitcoin mining network via mining pools. What's pretty interesting is the US, they manage about 40% of all the Bitcoin mining operations, which are mainly institutional, where China, it's like a lot of small people just pointing their hash rate towards China. It's pretty amazing how decentralized it is. But they did say one more thing that I haven't highlighted. He stressed the importance of studying the risks and innovations of the digital economy, particularly in light of the US acceptance of cryptocurrencies in its financial markets. We also need to study the latest international changes and policy adjustments because they are crucial for the development of the digital economy. So they are definitely looking into it. Everyone's keeping their eye on it. And this morning I woke up and I saw this in my chat. got beef. We need to send you a hat. Graphic designer Jennifer Barton. That's fucking epic. Eat beef, Bitcoin. Eat meat, Bitcoin. Repeat. If you are a meat eater, this show is sponsored by myself and my business partner, LukeRareJerk.com.au. If you're a carnivore, you just like beef because it's fucking the highest nutritional snack, protein on the go, rarejerk.com.au. If you are strict carnivore or you're on a keto diet, the original jerk is just beef and salt. That's it. Ingredients: premium Australian beef and salt. It's dried. The beef's cut up, the salt's put on it, it's dried, it's put in the pack, it's sent out to you as well. We're still out of the bigger bags, so if you order the bigger bags, the 240 or the 450 gram bags, I'll just round up. I'll just send you more of the 95 gram bags, so you will get more at the moment. That's only valid until the new bags come in later this week. And thanks for all the support. It's been a great week and a half getting this out to everyone. Truly appreciate it. Look forward to hearing the reviews with it. So that's news with the fast facts. Going to dive into a bit of a banter. There's fucking some legends in the chat this morning. Good morning to you. We have a beautiful red buy button. What a grand and glorious day. We are going to see days like this. And we're going to see days where it's like deep red, where it drops 30 grand and it'd be like, oh shit, what have I done? Getting used to it now, smashing that red buy button. Now, just gets us used to it psychologically and it becomes a little bit of excitement. Something to cheer up the day. Mike, hey Clarky, good to see you this morning. Johnny Midas, Earthbum, hey buddy. Do something, do anything. Hit the like and wish me good luck. Head and tell Salvador on Wednesday. Let's fucking go. Well done. That's so cool, man. That is so cool. Luck. I wish you a fucking good time. And for the start, morning legend Steve Smith. Baldy doesn't have the coins. The speculation in regards to Coinbase is speculation. We don't know. They won't publish proof of reserves. But please just don't risk it. Like, I wouldn't. Fuck that. If I can't get my Bitcoin off the exchange within 2 hours, I will not use that exchange again. If I need to call them or they need to call me to verify when moving large sums, I don't mind that. And on one of my accounts, I have a note for those large sums on there. Have a call, talk to them, and they send it out instantly, and I get in a couple of blocks. It's just not worth it. This is the world's hardest asset. There's only 21 million. 5 million of them are lost. Only 500,000 people roughly are going to hold 2 Bitcoin. 1 million people, 1 Bitcoin or more. However close you've gotten to that. It's not done until it's done. And it's not safe until it's in self-custody. It's the only important thing really after you buy. Once you buy your stack, the stack is putting it into self-custody, and then you can chill. What a mess. Yeah, fuck yeah, it's a mess. And people still using Coinbase. It's crazy. If you can buy it on Coinbase, you get the cheap fees, you can send it out straight away. Great. It's a tool. Use it. But if they stop preventing you from doing it, I don't know. It's not worth it, is it? I like that post-fight interview. 100% agree. Crypto.com is fucked as well. Spent all week trying to get them to send my Bitcoin. Got them to process some smaller transactions, but they cancelled 12 requests with 0 reasons available after repeated requests on multiple channels. AA Victor, Crypto.com. I used them 4 years ago, maybe, and definitely 0 funds or whatever with them. And then I got an email and then I got a fucking call saying, hey, we're just calling to let you know somebody's this was last week. I was at Coles, the shopping center. They're just calling to let you know that there's an unusual sign-in from your into your account in Newcastle. I'm like, what do you mean? And he's like, yeah, we're just calling to let you know. Was it you? I'm like, no, you guys are looking after my funds. They better be safe. Like, what the fuck have you done to me? And I just started going on this rant. And he started getting really excited. He's like, hey, hang on. It's all good. It's all good. What we need you to do is just a couple of steps, and I'm sure we'll be able to help you out with it. Just calm down. I'm like, fuck off, man. I know you're a scammer. Do you feel good about yourself with doing this shit, you pathetic piece of shit? So there are really evil fucking people out there trying to take your Bitcoin. If it's on the exchange, because I don't keep my Bitcoin on the exchange. They call. I know it's just bullshit. It's all fucking bullshit. It happens over and over. Crypto.com, there's exchanges here in Australia that are doing it. Ledger leaked everyone's data. I think Trezor did as well. They had a lot of email addresses, usernames and stuff gone out there. Like, it's fucking crazy. Please just get your Bitcoin off the exchange. And yes, Crypto.com, Coinbase, all the exchanges, all of them, even if they're Bitcoin only, they're all no good. They're just a tool in the moment. Don't trust them. Coinbase froze my account for over 4 months. Fucking hell, Roger. They're centralized scum, and I've been avoiding that sellout exchange like the plague. Well done. Got my refund from Celsius to Coinbase. Then I log in 1 month later, and I got you can only sell your Bitcoin and send your money to your bank. Wow. Fear not, I'm on the bid. Steve knows what to do. Coinbase has always been fucked. Balls in the warm-up still. ETS have my Bitcoin on Coinbase, so I am screwed. Yeah, and that's the scary thing about the ETFs. And I think the ETFs would get reimbursed a whole lot quicker than everyday retail on the exchange. If, I'm not saying something will go wrong, but it fucking could. And there's a high possibility, high probability of it. The ETF people, I think, will be reimbursed first. And with Coinbase, everyone will be reimbursed in dirty fucking fiat. So all that hard work, it'll be like FTX with everyone. Long sustainable liquidity injection. That's what she said. Fucking hell, Steve. Good morning. What a way to start the day. Hank Miller, it's a commodity and so much more. I use Coinbase. Phil, why? The cheap fees, and do you leave your Bitcoin on there, or have you been able to get it off the exchange? Just hashtag delete Coinbase, and they seem to be the worst out of it. I think River's really good. They're publishing proof of exchanges at the Bitcoin well, where you buy it and it just goes straight to a self-custody wallet. Like, you can't keep it on the exchange. They're the exchanges to use. Maybe even if the fees are a tiny little bit higher, and we're back, baby. Bitcoin's absolutely pumping. Did you buy the fucking dip? Because it doesn't last long. This is a sign of things to come. It's a nice day today. I think that's why I'm so chipper. Oh, and I think the carnivore diet, I've gotten past that keto flu and just back to insane fucking levels of energy. I use Coinbase, but moved to my wallet ASAP. Well done, average Geo. Knox Bill in the house. 100K JPEG. Never seen you before, but good to see you this morning. George Gammon is a Bitcoin hater. That's surprising. I haven't really watched anything of George Gammon for a very, very, very long time, but he used to talk about it quite favorably. And he definitely knows that the dollar is fuck. So I wonder what's made him change his mind on that. Interesting. Oz is the petri dish for New World Order, New Zealand too. Yeah, do not disagree. And I thought maybe we would have had something like monkeypox or bird flu around September here in Australia, spreading virally so that it could have gotten over to the States by the US election. I think maybe they tried putting those fear campaigns out and people just weren't taking the bait. They're like, fuck, we need to try something else. But it'll be interesting to see what transpires in November and what makes it over there and what they come out with over here, because it does feel like that. It's like they use this as a little incubator to be able to spread just nonsense around the world. Anyway, Coinbase has the same lock on my mum's account, October 28th. Very strange it's the same date. Very, very strange it's the same date. Is there something coming? Is there regulation that is coming down the track that people aren't aware of, where they'll be like, if your Bitcoin's on the exchange, too late, buddy. You can't hold in self-custody, or it needs to go to a verified self-custody wallet, or what have you. It needs to only go to certain ones. Go to that certain one, and then they censor your transactions to go into a deep cold wallet. I don't know what it is. There's so many risks if it's on the exchange. You hold in self-custody, you're running your own node, and you do it properly, there's no risk at all. It's a little bit hard, but fuck leaving that there. CRISPR, I feel for your mum, and hopefully it's all good and on October 28th, that day, bang, off the exchange. In 2017, when I first convinced my wife to buy some coin, Coinbase held onto it and wouldn't give it to her for 6 months. That would have been hard on 2 counts. Freaking horrible. It sucked. Husband, cred, shot. Yeah, fuck, that would have been so hard, that conversation. Yeah, because it's so hard to convince our family, our friends, those closest to us. They don't see the time, the effort, the energy to be able to understand that. It's not something that you just get straight away. Hey, Bitcoin, it's time to go up technology. Oh yeah, I'm going to put everything that I own into it. I'm going to work fucking relentlessly to get as much as possible. That doesn't happen overnight. Doesn't even happen after 100 hours of research, but it will not happen unless we put in 100 hours. And then to finally get your loved one, your spouse, family members to buy, and then they're stuck on the exchange, could cause a lot of division in the household. Yeah, screw Armstrong, Baldilocks. Thank you for the heads up. I just transferred money out of Venmo as well as Coinbase into my wallet. Top G. Top G. That's how you do it. Well done. Take an action. Well done. Fuck yeah. That's the whole point. Sandy from Time Chain Index today tweeting, we're even earlier than we think on address analysts. High grade FOMO for all 125. For all 125 of us, face green smiling. High grade FOMO. Santa's stacking on hodling too. And we're back to grey on the past 24 hours. I'm on the bid, 10 million this cycle. Fucking lightning goats. They need to print an extraordinary amount of money if it's a super cycle. Well, the cycle never ends and that's possible. But realistically, like literally it's possible. 10 million this cycle, it's possible. Probability, fucking less than 1%. But it's possible. In my opinion. Maybe it's higher than 1%. Maybe it's like, I don't know, somewhere around 5 or 10%, but fuck. Like we can be bullish. And Bitcoin, I don't know, it'll go there. I think it'll go there in our lifetimes, but let's get to 1 million first. And then people be like, let's get to 100K first. Like fucking 100K will be there in the blink of an eye and you'll realize that you're probably fucked up and you didn't get to 1 Bitcoin or half Bitcoin or 0.01 Bitcoin. Whatever was fucking hard, it's going to be so much harder. And you get Bitcoin at the price you deserve, unfortunately. I'll continue to buy the top. Bitcoin Carpenter knows what it's at. Maria has still got it after all these years. I'm missing something. Must have been the reporter. Stack sats feel good. Hope MicroStrategy gets away from using Coinbase as custodian. Yeah, I don't know why Michael Saylor is not just putting in a multi-sig. Why not? Point your miners at Ocean Mining. It's a good place to go. Get your Bitcoin off the exchanges. Glencoe, good to be able to see you this morning. Bitcoin Cowboy, let's go. If Coinbase is fucked, then Bitcoin will crash to 10K. Do you really think that BlackRock's blindly trusting Coinbase? I assure you they're having to prove reserves, not just to us. Coinbase, BlackRock runs their own node and it is verified with them. It's verified with institutions. It's not verified with retail. And we don't know. We do not know what will happen. But leaving it up to luck, hoping because BlackRock's there. Maybe BlackRock wants all the Bitcoin. Maybe they want to crash the price, create a bit of FOMO. People can't send it out. They can't buy it. They can just sell it on the exchange. They're done. I don't know. There's heaps of ways for it to be able to go wrong. Well, there's one way you can make it not go wrong. It's just taking self-custody. It really doesn't matter. But why risk it? Why have someone get in the way, a gatekeeper? It's just another central fucking bank. We're moving away from that. That's the point of Bitcoin, is to separate money from state, not to have a bank, an institution in the way. Bitcoin's unconfiscatable money that cannot be censored, that cannot be confiscated. No government, state, institution, company, corporation, individual can prevent you when you hold it from sending it to somebody else for whatever the fuck you want. That's the point of it. That's why we're here, not to keep it on the exchange and go up technology with the misinformation, disinformation bill and stuff. It's not just magic internet money. It is truly freedom money. And that's the point of all of it. The numbers and stuff, that's great. It's validating, but it really doesn't matter. One Bitcoin's one Bitcoin. And it's a tool to be able to keep your integrity and not be a slave to the state. Bitcoin will never be 10K ever again. Mark my words. I absolutely agree. 25K is gone too. Completely agree. If you haven't already and you're a fucking legend, a top G, hit the subscribe button. We do go live 5 days a week. And if you haven't seen that video with Tony, called Become Unconfiscatable Underpin videos and the videos on YouTube, well worth checking out. He explains why the money's fucked, why Bitcoin's important, talks about how high it can potentially go. But put all that bullshit aside, the literal point of it. He lived in Lebanon, retired, multi-millionaire, had US dollars in the bank. Banks closed it down. I'm going to shorten the story a little bit. Converted all the US dollars into the Lebanese pound, hyperinflated that money away, broke overnight, had to restart again. Saw some fucking crazy shit. Bitcoin stops us. It prevents us. It allows you to be able to take control, to be able to respect. Like when we work, we earn fiat most of the time, yeah. That fiat can be printed out of thin air. They can debase. They can take it away. Our life force energy that we're putting in to earn this fucking garbage, toilet paper, monopoly money. They can debase it away. So it's a tool. It's a medium of exchange. We exchange our time and our energy for the medium of exchange. We get that, and then we put it into the world's hardest asset. But if we keep it in money, and things like Lebanon happen, it's not good. The things he saw, the depression. Watch the video; it's fucking intense. But that explains Bitcoin and a pretty succinct video. That'll speed read you up like 50 hours, I reckon. Like 45-minute video, 50 hours of research right there. But anyway, be blessed. Bitcoin's fucking on sale right now. It's 65,919. 58K. It felt like it was a long time ago. 65,000 is going to do the same thing. Blink of an eye. It'll be interesting to see if we close at 67,400. Be the second highest in Bitcoin's history. Otherwise, this is still looking like the best September in the last 12 years. We'll see you tomorrow for a ripper one. I will try slow down the profanity. rarejerk.com.au. The ultimate snack for legends on the go. Why stack and chill? Be blessed. Peace.
Everything seemed normal. Successful businesses were functioning as they usually should. Money was being placed in the bank as savings. Life was good. Nobody notices anything funny. But 2008 hits and all hell breaks loose. Everything we thought about money and the banking was a complete lie, a complete sham, a Ponzi, a scam. The whole world fell apart and a lot of people got hurt financially. And as a result of this, the Bitcoin white paper was born. But yet the same mistakes keep happening over and over again. People are leaving money on their institutions up until the last straw, FTX, when billions of dollars were lost, families were decimated, life savings were completely wiped, and people were wondering what on earth just happened. We have an option to take full custody of our funds, and that's Bitcoin. We just have to learn the process. It's not hard. It's just something we've never had to do before. Otherwise, the same mistakes are going to keep repeating themselves, and people are going to continue to get hurt over and over and over until they learn you need to exit the system in order to protect yourselves and your loved ones.